The 1979 United States $1 coin, officially known as the Susan B. Anthony dollar, represents a major and historically significant shift in American coinage, as it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real woman, other than symbolic liberty, on a circulating coin, honoring Susan B. Anthony, the influential 19th-century women's rights activist best known for her tireless work advocating for women's suffrage and civil rights. The coin was authorized by Congress in 1978 and first released into circulation in 1979 as part of an effort to replace the bulky Eisenhower dollar with a smaller, more practical coin that would be easier to carry and use in everyday commerce, especially for vending machines and public transportation systems. And on the obverse front of the coin appears a right-facing portrait of Susan B. Anthony designed by chief engraver Frank Gasparo, surrounded by the inscriptions Liberty across the top and In God We Trust to the right of her profile, with the year 1979 struck at the bottom. Despite the coin's relatively small size, the design is sharp and dignified, emphasizing Anthony's stern expression, which some critics felt lacked warmth but others praised for reflecting her strength and determination, while the reverse, back, of the coin features an eagle landing on the moon with an olive branch in its talons, a design originally created by Gasparo for the Eisenhower dollar and symbolizing the Apollo 11 moon landing of 1969, with the Earth visible in the background, encircled by the inscriptions United States of America and E Pluribus Unum, and the denomination $1 prominently displayed. The coin's edge is reeded, similar to a quarter, which unfortunately contributed to one of its biggest problems, public confusion, because the Susan B. Anthony dollar is only slightly larger than a quarter, leading many people to mistake it for 25 cents, a flaw that ultimately caused the coin to fail in widespread circulation despite government promotion. The $1,979 was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, No Mint Mark, Denver, D Mint Mark, and San Francisco, S Mint Mark, with Philadelphia and Denver producing circulation strikes and San Francisco primarily producing proof coins for collectors. And the coin is composed of a copper-nickel clad structure with an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, giving it a total weight of 8.1 grams and a diameter of 26.5 millimeters, smaller than previous dollar coins but still substantial in hand. Among collectors, the 1979 issue is especially famous for its varieties, particularly the wide rim or near-date variety from the Philadelphia Mint, in which the rim is noticeably thicker and the date appears closer to the edge than on the more common narrow rim version, making the wide rim a desirable and sometimes valuable collectible depending on condition, while proof coins from San Francisco are prized for their mirror-like fields and sharp strikes, especially early proofs with clear details before dye were set in. Although the Susan B. Anthony dollar was minted only from 1979 to 1981 for circulation, with a brief revival in 1999, it occupies an important place in U.S. numismatic history as a transitional coin that paved the way for later small-size dollar coins like the Sacagawea and presidential dollars, and despite its commercial failure, it remains culturally and historically important for recognizing Susan B. Anthony's legacy and for marking a moment when the United States attempted to modernize its currency while grappling with public habits and expectations, making the 1979 $1 coin with Liberty, In God We Trust, and E Pluribus Unum not just a piece of money, but a compact artifact of American history, politics, social progress, and coin design evolution. Next top. The 1999 United States of America $1 coin with the P Mint mark, bearing the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and E Pluribus Unum, is a historically unique and somewhat unexpected issue in U.S. coinage, as it represents the final circulation year of the Susan B. Anthony dollar series, a coin that had technically ended production in 1981 but was revived nearly 2 decades later due to practical and logistical needs within the U.S. Treasury and Federal Reserve systems. This coin was struck exclusively at the Philadelphia Mint, indicated by the P Mint mark located above the date on the obverse, and its production came about because by the late 1990s the government faced a shortage of small-sized dollar coins, largely driven by increased demand from vending machines, transit systems, and automated kiosks, while the newly planned Sacagawea dollar was not yet ready for release, forcing the mint to return to the already approved Susan B. Anthony design rather than create a temporary alternative. The obverse of the 1999 P dollar once again features the right-facing portrait of Susan B. Anthony, designed by chief engraver Frank Gasparo, portraying her with a stern and determined expression that reflects her uncompromising dedication to women's rights, suffrage, abolition, and social reform during the 19th century. And surrounding her portrait are the inscriptions Liberty along the upper rim and In God We Trust positioned to the left of her face, with the date 1999 and the P mint mark clearly visible, making this issue immediately distinguishable from the earlier 1979 to 1981 strikes. The reverse retains the iconic Apollo 11 mission insignia, depicting a bald eagle descending onto the surface of the moon while holding an olive branch, symbolizing peace, achievement, and American technological leadership, with the Earth visible in the background, and encircling this imagery are the inscriptions United States of America and E Pluribus Unum. While the denomination $1 appears boldly at the bottom, reinforcing the coin's status as legal tender, compositionally, the 1999 P Susan B. Anthony dollar is made of a copper nickel-clad structure, consisting of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, giving the coin a total weight of 8.1 grams, a diameter of 26.5 millimeters, and a reeded edge, all of which match earlier Susan B. Anthony dollars and, unfortunately, perpetuate the same design flaw that plagued the series from the beginning, its close resemblance in size, color, and edge style to the quarter, which continued to cause confusion among the public and limited widespread acceptance. Despite this, the 1999 issue stands apart numismatically, as it was produced in much lower numbers compared to earlier years, with approximately 29 million coins minted, all at Philadelphia and none at Denver or San Francisco for circulation, making it the only Susan B. Anthony dollar with a P mint mark as a regular issue circulation coin. Since earlier Philadelphia issues lacked mint marks altogether, this fact alone makes the 1999 P dollar especially significant to collectors, as it represents both a revival and a conclusion, bridging the gap between the Susan B. Anthony series and the golden-colored Sacagawea dollar introduced in 2000, which was designed specifically to address the aesthetic and usability criticisms of the Anthony coin by using a manganese brass-clad composition and a smoother, more distinctive appearance. While no major die varieties like the 1979 wide rim exist for the 1999 P issue, collectors still value high-grade examples, particularly those in mint state, MS65 and above, as many coins entered circulation quickly and developed contact marks due to mass handling, and well-preserved pieces showcase sharp details in Anthony's hair, facial features, and the eagle's feathers. Culturally and historically, the 1999 P Susan B. Anthony dollar symbolizes the end of an era, reflecting both the challenges of changing public habits around coin usage and the federal government's persistence in promoting durable, cost-effective alternatives to paper currency, while also continuing to honor Susan B. Anthony's legacy as a pioneer of equality and justice, making this coin far more than just a dollar. It is a compact historical document capturing late 20th century economic planning, social symbolism, and the evolving philosophy of American coin design, all embodied in a single piece of circulating money bearing the timeless national mottos Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and E Pluribus Unum. Next top. The 2001 United States of America $1 coin with the P mint mark, bearing the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and E Pluribus Unum, belongs to the Sacagawea dollar series, a modern small-sized dollar coin introduced in 2000 as part of the U.S. government's renewed effort to create a widely accepted, durable alternative to the $1 paper bill, and this series marked a major departure from the earlier Susan B. Anthony dollar in both appearance and symbolic intent. The 2001 P dollar was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the P mint mark on the obverse, and it followed the initial 2000 release, which had been heavily promoted but still struggled to gain traction in everyday circulation due to continued public preference for paper currency. The obverse of the coin features a striking and dignified portrait of Sacagawea, the Lemhi Shoshone woman who played a crucial role as a guide and interpreter for the Lewis and Clark expedition, 1804 to 1806. Carrying her infant son Jean-Baptiste Charbonneau on her back, a detail that emphasizes themes of motherhood, survival, and cultural continuity, and this design was created by sculptor Glenna Goodacker, making it one of the most artistically celebrated modern U.S. coin designs. notable for its realism, warmth, and sense of motion, with Sacagawea gazing confidently into the distance. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions Liberty at the upper rim and In God We Trust to the left, while the date 2001 and P mint mark appear clearly, making this issue easily distinguishable from the inaugural 2000 coins. The reverse of the 2001 P dollar features a powerful and symbolic image of a soaring bald eagle encircled by 17 stars, representing the number of states in the Union at the time of the Lewis and Clark expedition, and this reverse design was created by Thomas D. Rogers Sr., with the inscriptions United States of America and E Pluribus Unum surrounding the eagle and the denomination $1 placed prominently, reinforcing national unity and the idea of many states forming one nation. Unlike earlier silver-colored dollars, the Sacagawea dollar uses a manganese brass-clad composition, consisting of a pure copper core with outer layers of copper, zinc, manganese, and nickel, giving the coin its distinctive golden color, a deliberate choice meant to visually separate it from the quarter and eliminate the confusion that plagued the Susan B. Anthony dollar. While the coin maintains a smooth edge rather than reeded, further enhancing its uniqueness in circulation, the coin has a diameter of 26.5 millimeters and a weight of 8.1 grams, matching the size of the Anthony dollar so it would work in existing vending and transit machines, yet its appearance and texture are entirely different, signaling modernization without sacrificing practicality. The 2001 P issue was produced in very large numbers, with hundreds of millions struck, though most were never released into general circulation and instead stored by the Federal Reserve due to low public demand, making circulated examples relatively scarce in everyday transactions despite high mintages. From a numismatic perspective, the 2001 P Sacagawea dollar is significant not because of rarity, but because it represents the second year of issue, a period when the U.S. Mint was still refining production quality and public messaging, and collectors often seek high-grade mint state examples, especially those with strong luster and minimal surface marks, as the manganese brass alloy is prone to spotting, darkening, and contact marks over time. Historically and culturally, the 2001 P dollar reflects evolving American values by honoring an indigenous woman rather than a political leader or allegorical figure, signaling a broader recognition of Native American contributions to national history, and it also laid the foundation for later developments such as the Native American $1 coin program, which began in 2009 and uses the same obverse while changing reverses annually to honor Native achievements. Despite its limited success in circulation, the 2001 P Sacagawea dollar stands as a symbol of artistic progress, cultural acknowledgement, and the ongoing struggle between tradition and innovation in U.S. currency, embodying in one small golden coin the national ideals expressed through Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and E Pluribus Unum, while quietly telling a complex story about American history, identity, and the future of money. Next top. The 2009 United States of America $1 coin, bearing the national mottos Liberty, In God We Trust, and E Pluribus Unum, is a particularly important issue within modern U.S. coinage because it marks the official beginning of the Native American $1 coin program, a program authorized by Congress to both retain the familiar Sacagawea obverse and introduce annually changing reverse designs that honor the significant and often overlooked contributions of Native Americans to the history and development of the United States. Although the coin continues the golden-colored appearance introduced in 2000, the 2009 dollar is fundamentally different in intent and symbolism, as it explicitly reframes the dollar coin as an educational and commemorative series rather than a purely utilitarian replacement for the paper dollar. The obverse still features the widely admired portrait of Sacagawea, the Lemhi Shoshone woman who served as guide, interpreter, and cultural intermediary for the Lewis and Clark expedition, carrying her infant son Jean-Baptiste Charbonneau on her back, a powerful image of resilience, continuity, and cultural survival created by sculptor Glenna Goodacker, whose design remains unchanged across the entire Sacagawea and Native American dollar series, and surrounding this portrait are the inscriptions Liberty and the date 2009, while most notably, In God We Trust appears on the obverse rather than the edge, reflecting a major design change implemented that year after public controversy and confusion surrounding edge lettering on earlier dollar coins. Prior to 2009, mottos such as In God We Trust and E Pluribus Unum appeared on the edge, but beginning in 2009 they were permanently moved to the face of the coin to improve visibility, reduce minting errors, and address public criticism, making the 2009 issue a clear dividing line in modern dollar coin design history. The reverse of the 2009 Native American dollar is entirely new and deeply symbolic, designed by artist Norman E. Namath and sculpted by Joseph Mena, and it depicts a Native American woman planting seeds in a field of corn, beans, and squash, known collectively as the Three Sisters, a traditional agricultural system developed by indigenous peoples that emphasizes sustainability, interdependence, and ecological knowledge, with the woman's posture and the surrounding environment symbolizing harmony with the land and generational wisdom. Encircling this imagery are the inscriptions United States of America and E Pluribus Unum, while $1 appears clearly, and together these elements underscore the theme chosen for the program's inaugural year, Native American contributions to agriculture, acknowledging that many of the crops and farming practices foundational to American society originated with indigenous innovation long before European settlement. The coin is struck in the same manganese brass-clad composition as earlier Sacagawea dollars, consisting of a pure copper core bonded to outer layers of copper, zinc, manganese, and nickel, giving it its distinctive golden color, with a diameter of 26.5 millimeters, a weight of 8.1 grams, and a plain, smooth edge, making it compatible with existing vending and transit systems while visually distinct from other circulating coins. The 2009 dollar was minted at multiple facilities, including Philadelphia, P Mint Mark, and Denver, D Mint Mark, for circulation quality coins, and San Francisco, S Mint Mark, for proof versions, though in practice most coins were not released into general circulation and instead sold directly to collectors in rolls and bags, reflecting the continued lack of public demand for dollar coins in everyday commerce. From a numismatic standpoint, the 2009 issue is significant not for rarity but for its programmatic importance, as it establishes the structure for all subsequent Native American dollar coins, each with a unique reverse theme tied to a specific indigenous contribution. While retaining a consistent obverse to maintain continuity and recognition, collectors often seek high-grade examples due to the alloy's tendency to develop surface spots and toning, and proof versions are prized for their sharp detail and contrast, particularly in the intricate agricultural reverse. Culturally and historically, the 2009 Native American dollar represents a meaningful shift in how the United States chooses to tell its story through currency, moving beyond political figures and expansionist narratives to acknowledge indigenous knowledge systems, women's roles, and environmental stewardship. And when viewed as a whole, this single golden coin bearing Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and E Pluribus Unum functions not merely as legal tender, but as a compact educational artifact that connects ancient agricultural wisdom, modern national identity, and evolving values into one enduring symbol of American history.